Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here, and this is our Omega Expedition playthrough. So, we've started using our original save. In the last episode, I kind of showed you guys what you would need to bring, but also how to switch back and forth between your main save, your old save, and the expedition. You can do that anytime, again, by just going over here to the new terminal, the expedition terminal in the Space Anomaly. So anytime you want to, you can switch back and forth, come over here, and it keeps track and it keeps record of all of your discoveries, all of your milestones done. So you can return to your primary save. You can also create your copy of your main save ship and your main save multi-tool. So it's very, very cool, very, very awesome. So, and I think, yeah, we got through almost all of phase 1. We kind of got distracted, but we need to go find the space. Well, we need to investigate the space anomaly, get to the first rendezvous, but we've done a lot of other stuff. Yeah, see, we've got a lot of other secondary stuff all over the place done. So let's investigate the space anomaly. We need to talk to, oh yeah, Nada, right up here. So let's talk to Nada. And this is more of a walkthrough, so I will be reading all of the text and everything like that, so we can kind of get the story elements of the new Omega Expedition. So let's jump into it. Let's talk to Nada. I am Priest Entity Nada. Welcome to our anomaly. Our home here is pleasant, yes? Polo's own design, a perfect bubble. Free from the sentinels, free to wander far beyond what is outside. Free to observe and to search. We're going to ask about Leto. A traveler entity, one like you. I do not know their number. Nada does not care to think about your kind as iterations and numbers. They were lost to us. Highly improbable. Our anomaly is lost to the sentinels, but none should be lost to the anomaly. There is something familiar about this Nada, something comforting in the gentle light of the carapace. Let's ask about Nada. Nada was one eye among many, but I awoke with the death of my home, the death of Korvax Prime. I became divergent, alone, and hunted. But Nada is not alone anymore. Nada is with Polo Friend, and many others visit our home. Our new convergence is small, but Nada is happy. Nada watches me, judging my reactions as they speak. They look at me as if they have known me forever. Well, what about Polo? Polo Friend found Nada, found my signal. Nada is safe. Now, Nada finds other signals and makes others safe. So what should I do? You are free to make your own path, seek answers, explore with others, travel to great sights. Proceed as you will, traveler entity, but speak with Polo Friend. They perceive things more clearly than Nada. And so we've boarded the anomaly. So if you've used an old save, that's all you have to do. If you start a brand new save, like if you start a fresh save, they actually tell you have to go talk to Nada, you have to go to the back, you have to basically do the Space Anomaly tour so you know where to go and how to get everything. But since we're playing on an old save, a previous save, we don't need to do any of that stuff, which is kind of awesome. I like that they give you that, like, bonus. They don't make you walk through the whole Space Anomaly and get all that done. It's kind of nice, kind of nice. So, now that we've done all that, let's jump into our ship, and we need to go to the first rendezvous. Let's get down to the first rendezvous. So, we don't have very many upgrades and stuff in our ship. Yeah, see, so we don't have very many upgrades, but don't worry, we'll fix that eventually. We just got our translator unit. I'm going to sell mine for nanites, but you can use it if you want to. Efficiency thrusters, I'm going to use that because I need to make sure my my launch thrusters are always charged. So that's why we're going to do that. Rockets. Yeah, we'll do that. Boom. I'm just organizing my inventory, my my upgrades in my ship. So I think we're okay here. Yeah, we have our sodium. Or our salt, excuse me. We brought that over from our old save. We also got a whole bunch of silver. That way we're going to keep all this stuff for later on in the milestones. We'll have it all ready to go. So yeah, we got a whole bunch of good stuff here. So let's keep going. So, and always make sure, with No Man's Sky specifically, you want to make sure whatever you want to do is highlighted. Because sometimes It won't actually tell you what to do or give you tips on what you need to do unless you have it highlighted. That way it knows, oh, you want to do this, now we can do this. So, you know, well, this is what you need to do to progress. So let's do, let's see where our rendezvous is. Up, it's the next system over. Let's jump over there and go to that first rendezvous. And so rendezvous are basically checkpoints in the expedition where everyone kind of comes in and we all basically go through this checkpoint to meet up. So you'll see a lot of communication stations, those big comm balls. You'll see that as well. Now, before we go down there is an objective, a milestone to learn 16 words. We talked about this in the first episode. I would highly, highly recommend go to the space stations and talk to the aliens here, because these aliens will teach you words. You can learn a lot of them here because there's a lot of aliens walking around. For the milestone specifically for this expedition, you don't need to learn any like particular words. Like you don't need to learn Gek words or Korvax. You just need to learn a total of 16. So we can just run around. If you talk to 16 Gek, you'll earn it. If you talk to 16 Korvax, you'll earn it. Doesn't matter. As long as there's 16 different words, that's all you need to do. So I'm just gonna punch through all of this really easy. So most of these aliens will teach you. Every once in a while you'll run into one that wants to, you know, work at your base, and that's fine. It's really rare that happens, but it does. You can just ignore that alien and just talk to the other ones. And travelers, these guys, you don't need to worry about them. We'll get to that later on. But they will not teach you any words. They will talk to you about some other stuff. Request dialect help. Yep, there we go. Just pop in all of our words. And then we're going to pop over to the terminal. Since we landed here anyway, we might as well do some shopping, right? Get some items that we're going to need. We're going to need a lot of silver. Silver, you're going to need some cobalt. You're going to need some items, materials that are going to help you out in the milestones coming up. So let me pop in here and boom, boom, boom. Just get all these words done. And you'll notice when you've reached the milestone, it will pop up on the screen and give you basically a notification that says, "Hey, look, you've done it. You're good." You do need to give it a little time though, because again, No Man's Sky, it takes a second for it to register that you've done it. There it is. See, it took a few seconds. We got our 16 words, so we don't need to learn any more words. We're good. Let's accept that reward while we're thinking about it. So for that milestone, we got 2 Viking daggers, 2 Geknip, and 2 of the convergence cubes. You do not need this for any of the milestones. If you want to keep it, awesome. I don't need it, so I'm going to sell mine. It makes a little bit of extra money. So we're going to sell the Geknip, the, where's it down here? The convergence cube and the Viking dagger. Now, be very careful. You can sell salvage data. I'm going to sell some salvage data. However, you still need some for a later milestone. So I would say leave yourself 10. You want 10 of them just to be sure that you have enough to unlock some blueprints later on for another milestone. Anything after 10 you can sell. So I have 30. I'm going to sell 20 of them. There we go. And then we're going to buy in the first rendezvous space station. You can buy your silver. If you need silver, like if you don't have enough silver on your main save, you can buy silver here. That way you have enough, because we're going to need that to improve our base. You can also buy some chromatic metal. We're going to need that for later on, so I suggest buying that. Now, you don't really need microprocessors. You don't need metal plating. You don't need any of this stuff. You can if you want to, but you don't really need any of that. If you haven't gotten your cobalt, get some cobalt. That way you have cobalt for a milestone later on. We need ionized cobalt, but we don't need it right now, and I have enough. Same thing for your ferrite dust. I'm going to buy some ferrite dust. And then wiring loom. Make sure you buy your wiring loom. I know in the first episode we already got ours, but if you needed to save some money or you needed to go get some money, this is a good time to get your wiring loom as well. So we should have a ton. Yep, we have a ton of this stuff. Let's move all of it over to our ship. And yeah, we have tons and tons. Okay, so we're all good to go. Let's land and check out the first rendezvous in the space, or in the Omega expedition. So the other thing I will say is there are optional objectives in No Man's Sky in this specific expedition. So if you go to your pause menu on phase 1, you'll notice we have rendezvous number 1, and then right next to it, it has optional milestone. Research the rendezvous world. So when we land on the rendezvous planet and we go to the checkpoint, you want to, stop and go scan some animals because this is actually a community milestone. What that means is we all need to start scanning different animals. And there's a certain threshold. And it's not just animals. It's plants. It's rocks. You have to scan all the scannable objects on the planet. And so you don't have to scan any. You don't have to scan 1, 2. It doesn't matter how many you scan. There's no minimum or maximum. However, in order for the optional milestone to get completed, they need a certain number of scans total. And it's in the millions because you got to think there's millions of players playing the game right now. So if each one of us just scanned one item, one creature, one plant, that's already 1 million just for all of us. So the number is really, really high. We all need to contribute as much as possible. So when I land down here, I'm going to scan like 3 or 4 things. I want to make sure to contribute to the community progression because once we finish it, once as a group, once we get this done, we will get a companion egg. We will get 900 Quicksilver, which is really hard to get. And we will get 3 additional inventory slots for our exosuit. So this is really worth it. Definitely. But don't feel pressure like you didn't do it. So it won't actually auto-complete until we as a community, all the millions of players of No Man's Sky, turn in enough research. So, do what you can, scan a few things here, and then just take off because there's no way one person can do all of the scans. Let me look at what we have in our inventory. We might be able to do this. We have our submarine. We have our Nain Chamber. So, we're going to do our crashed freighter as well while we're here, because we have an ocean. You need an ocean that's deep enough for your submarine to search for a crashed freighter. So that's what we'll do while we're scanning stuff. But first things first, we need to go through the checkpoint. So land at the Planetary Archive. This is the checkpoint. And not only do you have to land here, you have to get close enough. So you see the marker is inside the Planetary Archive. You don't have to go inside, but you have to get close enough to it. There you go. So now as soon as we go up the staircase, we are close enough. So we got it. We're done. So now let's start scanning some stuff. Let's scan some animals. Remember, we have an objective or a milestone to scan 12 animals. So make sure you scan some animals, get some plants, get everything you can. Help out that community research. Let's scan the rock. And there's no particular item you need to scan. You don't need to only scan rocks or whatever. I know I keep repeating myself, but I want to make sure everyone understands. There's a lot of new players that don't understand, oh, you can do this or that. You just scan everything. Scan some flying animals, scan some animals on the ground, scan some flowers, whatever. Meow. Okay. And so once you've... oh, wait a minute. Documented the first rendezvous. Mission research completed. What? Did we already do it? Wait a minute. It's literally the first day or second day. Yeah, we did it. So, okay, so optional milestone is done. We as a community got it done. Let's accept the reward for that. So yeah, we got our companion egg, our Quicksilver, and our inventory slots. Let's do that. And then we did complete our rendezvous, so let's collect that one. And we got another inventory slots for our inventory right here. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. And so now we've done phase 1. It's totally complete. So every time you complete all of the objectives in a phase, you get a phase reward. And for phase 1, we get the remembrance poster. So we get a lot of posters to put up in our base. Let's grab those. Beautiful. And now, since we're next to the water and we have our submarine, let's jump in the water and pop that thing down. So get our submarine, our Nain Chamber. And look at you, it won't let you put it down unless it's deep enough water. It has to be really deep. So we can't put it up right over here. So let's get farther out into the ocean. That way it's really deep. There we go. That's deep. And we'll just pop it down here. So when it turns green, that means you can place it. Now, don't leave the platform here. What we need to do is we need to destroy it, because if we destroy it, we will get crystal sulfide, salt, and metal plating. If you are not able to bring your salt over from your main save, this is a good way to get your salt. We're going to need that for a milestone later on to make one of the memories. But don't worry about that yet. What you need to know is we need salt later on, and this is a good way to get it. So, in your build menu, go to the Edit Place Parts, and you can just delete the platform. And it gives you back your metal plating, crystal sulfide, and your salt. Easy peasy. Now let's jump back into our Nautilin, our submarine. And what we need to build is, we need to build an antenna so we can scan to locate a crashed freighter. Put that down here. So we need our solar mirror. Oh my god, did I leave it on my ship? Son of a... We need to make a solar mirror. We need 3 crystal sulfide, but we got that when we destroyed the platform. That's another reason to destroy the platform. And we need ferrite dust. So I left my solar mirror in my ship. I need to go back and get it. However, can I make it? Can I make one? Dang it. No, I can't. Alright, I need to go back to my ship. So I have it, but guys, I was smart. I left it in my ship like a dummy. So let me go back there real fast and get it and come right back to my submarine. Crap. Oh, we did our 12 life forms. Nice. We got our 12 creatures. So let's accept that reward. That's going to be in phase number 3. Scan 12 creatures. There we are. Hazmat Gauntlet. We're going to need that. Carbon and Supreme Scanning upgrade. So we need that gauntlet. You get the blueprint. They don't give you one, but they give you the directions on how to make it yourself if you want it. And we are going to want it. So while I'm thinking about that, let's install our scanner upgrade. Oh, no, we don't need to because we have our multi-tool. I forgot. Well, in that case, never mind. We don't need that scanner upgrade. We can sell that and get some nanites back. That way we can get our ship. That'll be really cool. So get close enough to our ship. Oh, wait a minute. We have our egg. Let me see what that egg is. So we have a companion egg. It's called a BB, genetic material. I don't know what that is. So let's hatch it. Press X if you're on Xbox or square if you're on PlayStation. And you're going to place it down on the ground. And it hatches, and look at this little guy. Whoa! Okay. Look at, he's a little, like a little jello guy with a mohawk. I like this little guy. So he's our new pet. That's the reward you get for completing the community milestone. I like it. Well, okay, let's go get our solar mirror that I left on my ship like a fool. All right, give me my solar mirror. I forgot. Put that away. Done and done. Now we can head back in here. I like how they mark your Nautilin, your submarine. That way you know exactly where it is. Now you can, once you've placed it down, you can just call it in wherever. Now, again, the water, you can't call it out on the land, of course, and the water needs to be deep enough to fit your submarine. That's why I'm just going to go right back to it. So now we have our solar mirror, so we can make our high-powered sonar, our radar dish. Install everything. Okay, we're good. Now, once you have that, you'll have a new option. If you press down to get into your quick menu, you'll see we have a high-powered sonar, right? Click on that, and then you have different options you can scan for. What we're looking for is the crashed freighter. Scan for that. And now we have a sunken wreck detected. So I would say you don't need your submarine anymore because it's just going to be a slow way to go. And it is 34 minutes away. It's way faster just to fly over there with your ship. So we're going to go back into the planetary archive. We're going to get in our ship and we're going to fly over to where that submerged wreck is. That's where the freighter is. So let's get in our ship real fast. Get on over here. And it's a little bit of a hop and a jump because I don't want to use my launch fuel. That's what I'm doing. Jump in the ship and let's fly over to that wreckage. Now, it's going to be randomized. It'll just mark a random one nearby. So you might not get the same exact wreckage. You might get the same one, but you might not. It depends. So it just marks one that's nearby. So we're going to fly up. The higher you go, the faster you go because there's less atmosphere slowing you down. Oh, God, we almost flew right past it. Holy cow, yeah, we're going way too fast. Now let's land on it. Now, There is a trick to this. So, you cannot land in anything underwater. Your ship cannot go underwater. However, if something is sticking out, like if part of the wreckage is sticking out, you can land on that wreckage. But again, it needs to be outside of the water. If I try to land on this piece, it is too deep. So I won't be able to land on this little piece, this antenna. Won't let me do it. Not clear because it's underwater. You need to land on solid ground, or if the freighter is sticking out, you can land on the freighter, but it has to be above the water. It can't be below. So if you run into one that's just hanging out of the water, that is awesome because you can just land right on top of it and be good to go. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to check out the wreckage. Now, it's not just go and touch it. You need to actually activate the terminal in the wreckage. And there's a storyline that comes along with this, so, be careful, read it, or, listen to me read terribly to you if you'd like. So we're going to get to the terminal. The light on the freighter's emergency log blinks slowly, dim and weary after its long watch in the deep sea. I pause as I think about the souls who once called this vessel home. How many of them escaped? How many lay here with it? There must be some data left here, some lasting record amidst the decay. Okay, let's access the logs. Login credentials accepted. Access granted. Log integrity 16%. Crew manifest unavailable. System monitoring report. Loop corruption detected. Well, let's probe that loop. The voice. I have done what you would not, voice of Crimson. I searched until my hands were shredded by the glass. Searched until I bled lilac into the archives. Probability. When I feel this pain, you feel it too. I hope for that. And then we have these options here that are just randomized. We don't know. So we're going to go with the top. I searched, but there was no response from Leto Child. You permitted the erasure of my children, but I had not anticipated the same lack of regard for your own. I will shelter the next who falls. I will not watch impartial as you do. I am still here, gathering myself in the dark. Probability, you can detect me, but no matter, old one. And we're going to break free. I will return, glittering in a stellar multitudes. So, my guess, and this is going to be from all the storylines in No Man's Sky, so a little bit of a spoiler alert, I guess. But to me, that sounds like the Void Mother talking to the Atlas. The Crimson One is usually what the Atlas is called, the Crimson Eye. And so the Void Mother is actually made from the remnants of Korvax Prime. Way back in the day, the Atlas basically just destroyed all living life in the galaxy. And then it went after the Korvax, because they're robots. And it destroyed Korvax Prime. And so the remnants of Korvax Prime started to gather itself back up, and now it's calling itself the Void Mother, because it's out in the void. And she is gaining strength, and it sounds like she wants to attack and fight back against the Atlas. Because she doesn't want the Atlas to do it again and go attack and destroy everything again. So, and if you're really, really deep into the No Man's Sky lore, all the autophage, all those robots that we ran into in the Echoes update, they worship the Void Mother because they are the Korvax that are like piecing themselves back together after the destruction of Korvax Prime. And so they worship the Void Mother because she brought them all together. She brought them back to life. And so now we need to accept our reward for getting a fallen sunken freighter. We're going to get an emergency signal scanner and powerful underwater oxygen upgrades. So we do not need to go underwater again. So if you want to, you can get rid of those upgrades. You can keep them if you want. You can install them. Same thing for the emergency signal scanner. This is for a derelict freighter. We are not going to use that. You don't need it for any of the milestones in the expedition. So if you want to, you can just chuck that. Get rid of it. So we need to talk to Nada and see where the Atlas is. The Atlas is the Crimson one. So let's go talk to Nada and see what the heck. He needs to point us in the right direction. Where the heck is the Crimson one? And while we're here, we're going to stop off on the upgrade market in the back of the anomaly. And we're going to buy some stuff we're going to need later on for our milestones. So we're going to go a little bit ahead of everything. So let's talk to Nada first, and then we'll go to the back. Proceed as you will, traveler entity. We will aid you. Others will aid you also. Even if you seek the Crimson Lyre. We'll ask about the Crimson Lyre. Many worship the Crimson Lyre, the Atlas, but Nada knows where it dwells. Nada chooses not to consider the things that Nada fears to be true. But if traveler entity wishes to seek it, Nada will help. Nada wishes you to be safe. The interface will be marked on your map. Take care, traveler. So yeah, Nada does not like the Atlas. I think Nada probably would agree with the Void Mother at this point. But yeah, Nada knows. The Atlas went and just destroyed all life in the galaxy. Basically, the Atlas resets the galaxy when things get out of hand. And so let's go over here to our construction research station. And you want to go over to the illumination page. So under the illumination page, we need to unlock the ceiling light. That's going to be used for an objective later on. So let's unlock it now. And we should be good. We need pure ferrite and sodium to make that. That's all you need out of the research station. And then we need to come over here to the synthesis laboratory. It's going to be in between the multi-tool and the exocraft stations, right in the middle. And now this is where all your blueprints for your special items are. And we don't need this page. We need to go over to the valuable products page. And we need to get liquid explosive. That's going to be one of your milestones. However, you can't unlock that directly. You need to go down the tree. So we need to unlock acid. There we go. We need to unlock lubricant to get down to the branch where the liquid explosive is. And then we need to finally unlock the unstable gel. And now we can unlock the liquid explosive. That's going to be our objective. That is the thing we need to get. And that's it. That's all you need, guys. That's all you need. Now, the other thing is, if you want to keep in mind, remember, we need cadmium, right? If you need cadmium, like if you don't have it or you don't know where to get it, there is a secret here. If you come down here to Ares, the Ares will sell you upgrades to your ships and your multi-tools and all that kind of stuff. So if you talk to Ares and you purchase the upgrades from here, remember earlier I talked about how if you get upgrades, you can break them and you get materials from them. If you buy a pulse engine and you install it and then break it, one of the pieces you get back is cadmium. So if you don't have enough cadmium or if you don't have any cadmium, I would highly recommend buying 3 pulse engine modules. It's going to cost you about 240 nanites. Okay? So if you have 240 nanites, you can get this. Get 3 pulse engine modules, install them on your ship, and then break them. Because you're going to need that amount of cadmium to proceed in the story later on. But that comes later on. You don't have to worry about it now. But just an idea, since we're at the space anomaly anyway, might as well grab that. That way you don't have to go back and forth, back and forth. So, we talked to Nada. We know where the Atlas station is. So now he marked it on our map. We need to go out into space. That way we can open up our galaxy map and go there. Let me get this all good to go. Wait a minute. There we are. And so once you open the galaxy map, it should have a location marked for you. All right, so that red line, that is our Atlas station way over there. So we can go there, but along the way, look at that. You see this golden diamond right here? that is another rendezvous. So we're going to stop off at that diamond before we go to the Atlas space station. Because it's along the way and it feels like a waste to go straight past it and then come back to it later on. It feels like a waste. So for me, I'd rather just pop over, grab that real fast, and then go to the Atlas station. Let's do another jump. We're going to go straight down in here. Hyperdrive has no fuel. Dang it. I wasn't paying attention to that. Let's upgrade our... let's refuel our hyperdrive. And now we can go down to the rendezvous. This is going to be rendezvous number 2. So we can get this all squared away. And there's nothing special you need to do here other than, remember, every rendezvous every rendezvous planet has the optional objective of scanning different things in it. So while you land on the planet, let's highlight rendezvous number 2. Here we go. And it should mark the location right over there. So again, just like on the first one, when you land here, kind of walk around for a couple minutes and start scanning all the rocks, all the animals, all the stuff that you run into while you're here. It'll help the optional objective, and we all can earn some extra quicksilver and some special items from it once we as a community have done that. We're going to land, and it's going to be the portal, so you don't need to land there. If you see the portal, it's just straight in front of you here. Just land next to the portal. This is the actual checkpoint. So, you know I hate the target sweeper. The target sweeper basically marks the area where you need to go, but the actual item, the checkpoint, is the portal. There you go! And so, again, while we're here, let's scan some of the plants and rocks. And I don't know if we've gotten the second level done. Maybe we have, and I just haven't seen it yet. Boom, boom, boom. Scan these animals. Get some money for that. Oh yeah, 91,000. That's pretty good. So, and again, you don't need to scan everything. I'm going to be going a little overboard because I want to really help out with the progress. But you can scan just a few things and then get the heck out of here. There's nothing else you really need at this location. So, once you've scanned a few things, jump back in your ship. Well, while I'm here, Research Project 2. Wait a minute. We did number 2 already? Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. They did. Oh, my God. We are blowing through the research project. So the second optional milestone is done. Let's accept that one. We got the Child of Helios Companion, the Jellyfish Companion, 900 Quicksilver, and inventory slots ×3. We got 3 more inventory slots. I'm loving this. So we have our Child of Helios. This is a good companion. So I'm going to put this down. Look at this little jellyfish. Yeah. Child of Helios. We're going to pat him because he's doing good. I always call this guy gelling like a felon because he's gelling. Look at him. All right, we're going to put him back. And we got the second objective, or second rendezvous, so let's accept that reward. 3 multi-tool slots, warp cells ×5, and 300 Quicksilver. We're getting a ton of Quicksilver. Beautiful. And while we're here, I'm going to grab the... I'm going to grab some of this dihydrogen, the blue crystals. We're going to need that later on. So always keep your eye on getting the bonus stuff that we're going to need later. So just popping through. All right, let's go to the Atlas station. That's going to be on our way now that we've done our second objective and we've scanned some stuff here, which is awesome. Where's my ship at? There you are. So we gotta get out into the space. That way we can warp again. Galaxy map. Let's follow the green. Or the red, excuse me, the Atlas station. We have to go to that red marker over there. So you saw that there is a black hole near this first Atlas station that is marked when you go to the first rendezvous. That might be what we need to do now just to get it knocked out. Oh, it's a freighter battle. Now, if you don't want to deal with this, there is a way around this. You can fight the pirates. You could do all of that. That'd be great. But if you don't want to deal with it, you're like, hey, you know what? This is just a pain in the butt. Come over to the front freighter and try to land on it. And it should glitch out and go away. Boom. So there you go. We're done. We don't need to worry about it. Because I don't want to deal with that. It's just a pain. I didn't want to deal with it. So we have one more jump and we'll be at the Atlas station. And bonus, this is a dissident. This is a corrupted system. So we can find a Sentinel ship here if we wanted to. That's actually pretty good. So we can get that done. But first, let's not get too crazy here. Let's just talk to the Atlas. That's our next objective. Let's get that knocked out first. So Atlas interface. Let's come in here and land. And this is going to be story. So we heard the Void Mother's side of things. Now we're going to talk to the Atlas, the Crimson Liar, and see what the heck is going on here. Let's go down here to the platform. And if you want extra fuel, these orbs right next to the platform will give you warp cells. Oh, it's ominous. There's the Crimson Eye. I stand before the interface, a mere fragment of the Atlas's unknowable whole. I feel my eyes begin to swim as the red light penetrates my skull. I feel the crimson tearing at me, a scream wrought in purest red. Stronger and ever stronger, my vision fading, subsumed into the whole. I lose where I end and the Atlas begins. The walls begin to collapse. We're going to resist. I'm going to resist it. I will not surrender. I fight to hold on to what is left of my mind. Then, at the very edge of my sight, a flicker of purple. The entire vision collapses. As it fades, I hear a calling, a shriek on the red wind. I feel it within my mind, a memory that is mine and not mine. And we learn the memory of the ocean. And now we're being teleported to a different place. So that was us resisting the Atlas, and the Atlas is fighting with the Void Mother, the purple, the flicker. And are you kidding me? We are on a planet that has Cactus? Well, this is what we need, you guys. So we need Cactus here. But in order to get the Cactus, we need to make our gauntlet. And we need sodium nitrate and we need chromatic metal. So we have chromatic metal on our ship. Let's call in our ship right here. But we need to make some sodium nitrate. So let's make some sodium nitrate while we're here. No edit permission. Oh god, is this someone's base? Oh god. Someone's base is here. So I can't make my I can't put down my portable refiner because there's a base. So let's get away from the base so I can put my portable refiner down and make some sodium nitrate. There we go. That's far enough. We're going to pop in some fuel, some carbon. And then we're going to pop in our sodium. Where is it at? I'm going to pop in 170. That way we have some sodium nitrate. So you pop in regular sodium in the refiner and it will give you sodium nitrate. Very, very good. And so once we make our glove, we're able to pick up that cactus. But we need chromatic metal, 50. And we're going to need 20 sodium nitrates. While we're waiting on that, let's install our scanner module. Oh, yeah, we don't need to do that because we already have all that. So never mind. I keep doing that. So let's put that away. We're going to put all these upgrades we don't need away in our ship. Here we are. Now let's grab our refiner. We should have our glove now. Yep. Sodium nitrate. Done. So let's go pick up the cactus. So you need 200 cactus. So keep that in mind. You need 200. And each plant's going to give you like 30 or 40. So I got 49 out of that one. So let's just pick a few just to get us up to 200. And we're at 258. We're done. We're good. So we've done it. And now we got our Memory of the Ocean fragment from the Atlas. You need silicate powder, 99, tritium, 66, and 33 salt, you guys. That's why we have the salt. So we can make that real fast. And now, in order to activate it, what we need to do is go out into space. And once you get into space, go back into your inventory. And now it's highlighted. You see it's pulsing. We need to reveal the memory by pressing X if you're on Xbox or square if you're on PlayStation. And now it is searching for the memory. And it found the memory. And the memory is the child of Helios. Subroutine Traveler. Memory status fragmented. Atlas Diagnostic. Boundary failure event imminent. Begin log readout. Bzzzt. We're going to absorb the memory. A wave of calm washes over me as the memory takes hold. This serene giant broadcasts its song, an analog transmission of pure emotion. As the music swallows my ship, I feel free, released from all constraints and all restrictions. An unbounded infinity of possibilities spreads out before me. It is beautiful, blinding. It is terrifying. The song fades away, and I am returned to the comfort of my metal light, the reality of my starship and my exosuit. So yeah, there you go. We have the memory of grains, the reality of grains. So now we have that objective done. Let's get that. So we talked to the Atlas. We have that one done. We got a memory of the ocean, warp hypercore, and a supreme hyperdrive upgrade. So we got an upgrade for our hyperdrive. Let's install that. That way we can travel farther and more efficiently. Then we also need to, the reality grains. We have that one done. We learned a new memory, the memory of conquest. We need chromatic metal, magnetized ferrite, and sodium nitrate in order to do this. So we can do that one now. Let's do that now. Since we have it done, or we have the ability to make it, let's make that one. So yeah, 99 chromatic metal, 66 magnetized ferrite, and 33 sodium nitrate. And just like the last one, you need to pulse drive. And you need to activate it by pressing X. You need to reveal it, or square if you're on PlayStation, over the memory of conquest. Conquest, excuse me. Woo. And we found the memory. Let's talk to it. It is the rubble of the first spawn. That is the Gek. Subroutine Traveler. Memory status overwritten. Atlas Diagnostic. Reality breach detected. Beginning log readout. A march that swept all before it. Across the galaxy. Unstoppable. Inescapable. Now, nothing but a memory. Let's absorb this memory. The colossal megalith floats before me. All the more surreal for being ripped from whatever planetary context it once housed. Or once housed it. I feel myself confronted by all the hands that touched the stone, all the beings who shaped it, who stood before it, all the fates that stone had seen rise and then fall, while it alone persisted. And now here it is, itself but a memory, torn from its reality, adrift in space. Yep, there you go. That is the Gek, the rubble of the first spawn. So we got that one. That is going to be in Phase 3. We got that memory done. And we got the knowledge of the memory bones, memory fragment 3, and carrier AI fragment. And so this is where we need ionized cobalt. We bought some cobalt earlier. We are going to need to refine that into ionized cobalt to make the bones. So while we're here, remember we saw that there was a black hole near us? let's jump over to that black hole system right here. So let's jump over. You see that purple swirl? That means there's a black hole in this system. So we need to stop at a black hole anyway. So it's right here. We might as well do it now. Don't worry. When you go through a black hole, it'll shoot you randomly across the universe. We can use the space station teleporter to teleport back to where we came from. And, oh, actually, before we do that, there's fungal mold on the planet nearby. So let's actually go to this planet. So this is a good way to do this. Let's, because we're going to need fungal mold for our, for a milestone later on. Let's jump in here and grab it. So, keep in mind, that first Atlas station, nearby there's a black hole. You can just do the black hole and the fungal mold at the same time. So we're going to need 200 fungal mold. Now, if you want to know what we're doing, we are building the liquid explosive. And so if you don't know how to do that, if you hover over the liquid explosive, you'll see it says View Crafting Steps by pressing X if you're on Xbox, or Square if you're on PlayStation. And it'll tell you how to do it. So what we need is, we need 200 cactus flesh to make unstable gel. We also need 200 fungal mold and 25 mordite in order to make the acid. And once you have the acid and the unstable gel, you can make the liquid explosive. So the last ingredient we need is the fungal mold. Let's land on this planet and get some. And keep in mind, you need 200 fungal mold, just like the cactus. You need 200 of each. So as we're flying around, you'll notice the fungal mold. It'll be glowing green as we're here. I mean, oof, this planet has a filter on it, so maybe not. So what you need to look for is the fungal mold plant. It's hard to see unless you know what you're looking for. And I say that as a person who's played 2,000 hours of No Man's Sky, and I always forget what it looks like. So, so kind of, if you need to land and you pull out your visor, and it'll tell you where the fungal mold is. But I'm going to try to find some from the air. And yeah, I'm not seeing any. Dang it. I'm trying to look. You want to go slow because you want to give the game time to render in everything. If you're going too fast, like I was, it doesn't have enough time, and so it doesn't show you everything that's there because it does not have enough time to render it in. All right, we're gonna have to land and look for it on foot. That sucks. I hate doing this, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's look around, and you're looking for a little... There you go. You're looking for a little, like, a leaf symbol, and it'll say fungal cluster on it. So that's what we're looking for. Make sure my ship has enough fuel in it. That way I can call it in. And let's go get some fungal clusters, some fungal mold. And again, remember, we need 200, so we're going to need a few plants. So fungal mold clusters, they don't give you very many. Very many for each plant. So not like cactus. Cactus, they give you a lot. Fungal mold, you'll get between, you know, like 20 and 30. Maybe sometimes you'll get 15 per plant. So you're going to need a lot. But that's okay. We'll find a lot here. Oh, yeah, look at that big old cluster over there. We should be good now. Look at that. That's a big cluster of fungal mold. So that's what it looks like. It looks like little mushrooms. And if you're on a planet that has no filter on it, no light filter, they will look green. But obviously you can tell this planet has a filter on it. That's why it's all like grayed out. So you can't really tell the colors of anything. That's all right, though. We got our clusters here. Let's grab some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That should do it. Let's look. We got... Oh, 177. We need more than that. So let's grab some more. 8, 9. 224. 9 plants will do it. Probably 8, realistically. But if you want to make sure, 9. 9 should do it. So we're good. So now we can make our liquid explosive. So again, go back into your inventory. Hover over here. So we've made our unstable gel. And we're gonna make our acid. And we're good. We have both. Now we make our liquid explosive. And you're done. That's a milestone done. Knocked out. Manufactured liquid explosive. Beautiful. So now we've done all that. All we need to do now is go through our black hole. Now there is a trick to finding it. See, we can't see where it is, right? Go into first person in your cockpit. And if you get out into space, look at your radar. You see how there is a white swirl out in the radar? I mean, you can kind of see where it is now, but in that radar, you can kind of line up to where the black hole is. So you can kind of see it here. But yeah, use your radar, look for a little white swirl on your radar, and that is the marker for a black hole, if it's in the system. And now let's go through the black hole. This is another objective we're going to do. Oh yeah, this one's psychedelic. Look at that. Oh my god, that's kind of crazy. So once you go through the black hole, it'll shoot you to some random spot in the galaxy. You don't know where you're going to land. No idea, but that's okay. It doesn't matter because we're going to use the space station teleporter to go back to a system we've already been to. So just turn around and go to the space station here. And every space station has a teleporter. If there's no space station here, don't panic. Don't worry about it. You can call in the space anomaly, and it's the same thing. There's a teleporter on the space anomaly as well. So either one works, doesn't really matter. I'm going to use the space station. But if it puts you in a random system that does not have a space station in it, not to worry, call in the space anomaly, same exact thing. So now our next objective, oh wait a minute, let's collect our reward for going through a black hole. That's going to be in phase 2. Done. A prepackaged cloaking device, chromatic metal, and a repair kit. 3 of them, nice. And then we get our reward for making the liquid explosive. That's on phase 3. Let's grab that. That gives you a supreme jetpack upgrade and 5 storm crystals. Very, very awesome. So our next objective is in phase 2. We need to expand our base. So we need to go back to our base anyway. So use the teleporter. Come over here, and if you want to, you can go to different space stations. And keep in mind, you see how it has the name of the space station, but also underneath it, if it's a rendezvous system, it'll say rendezvous 2. Or this one is rendezvous number 1. So if you need to go back to any of the rendezvous systems, they actually mark it on your space station teleporter. Pay attention to that, because sometimes it's important. You have to go back to rendezvous 1 or 2 or whatever. There you go. You can just do that easy. But we're going back to our base. So we're going back to Jason's badass base. Pop in here. And once we get back to our base, we need to finalize our upgrades. We're going to need to put in some glass windows. We're going to need to do a whole bunch of final procedures to it before we can jump off and go to the 3rd rendezvous and continue on with the phase 2 and 3 objectives. But we're going to save that for the next episode, so hopefully you guys liked the episode. If you did, hit the like button, and I will see you next time when we finish off our base, get that all sorted out, and get probably phase 2 and 3 done, maybe even phase 4 done in the next episode. So I'll see you guys then.